What is up, guys? So, today I'm here to talk about the Mandalorians, which is kind of a big topic for a lot of people right now, seeing as the new Mandalorian show came out. Season 1 is done. Incredible. Um, Not really any complaints. I'm just excited for Season 2, which is coming in the fall of 2020. I'm excited to what the show's going to bring. Everybody loves Baby Yoda. Cast the Mandalorian perfect, all the stories, everything is just fantastic. So I figured I'd make a video here today, like a lot of other people, talk about kind of the Mandalorian backstory, but give my little take on it. So yeah, let's get started. The Mandalorians were an ancient martial order consisting of members from multiple species, all bound by a common culture, creed, and code. They originated on the planet Mandalore in the galaxy's outer rim, and had a particularly unique role in galactic history as legendary warriors against the Jedi. That's right, you heard that right. My boys, the Mandalorians, they were out there murking some Jedi. From their homeworld, Mandalorians had flourished across Mandalorian space and the galaxy at large. Colonized a bunch of worlds. They were kind of living the life, you know? And then the Civil War happened. Mandalore got into this big disagreement, had a civil war, pacifist sentiment had begun to emerge, and by the time of the Clone Wars, the Mandalorians had been reformed into New Mandalore, led by Duchess Satine Kryze of House Kryze. And if you watch Star Wars The Clone Wars, they go into her in major detail, and you also find out that she is in fact Obi-Wan. A little love interest going on there. You know, if you didn't know that, my boy Obi-Wan's trying to break some Jedi code there. They even said that he was possibly willing to leave the Jedi Order for this lady at one point. Now that is something I read somewhere. I don't know if it was on like a Reddit thing or if it was actually like a part of canon or in the Clone Wars show. But anyways, let's see here. Mandalorians joined the Galactic Republic despite enduring decades of peace. Conflict persisted between the new Mandalorian government and factions such as the Death Watch, who wanted Mandalore to return to the warrior ways of the past. Such conflict led to another civil war by 19 BBY that toppled the ruling Kryze dynasty and destroyed the Old Republic Mandalorians, but culminated in occupation by the Galactic Republic. Culminated in the occupation by the Galactic Republic. Following the rise of the Galactic Empire, Gar Saxon, a Death Watch Mandalorian super commander, were both installed as Viceroy over Mandalore. As with many worlds in the galaxy, Mandalorians were oppressed under Imperial rule, with weapons such as arc pulse generators being developed to pacify and rein in the warlike civilization. They weren't very happy about that, to say the least. The Empire was not very good to a lot of people, and the Mandalorians, being fierce as the way they were, did the best. But what ended up happening is there was a massive purge, and a lot of them had to go into hiding. And it went downhill for Mandalore at that point. And as you can see in the new TV show, it kind of shows post-purge and what had happened with that. Mandalorian armor. Mandalorian armor developed a legendary reputation that was feared across the galaxy and was visually distinctive with its honeycomb plate pattern and menacing T-shaped visors. It was packed with anti-Jedi tools such as jetpacks, magnetized boots, tactical display, and armored gauntlets that featured weapons and tools designed to combat the abilities of the Jedi. Mandalorian warriors possess advanced combat training from their many wars that dated to before the Republic's existence. However, it wasn't until their conflicts with the Jedi that they developed their signature combat style. This style entailed a Mandalorian utilizing a mix of melee, ranged, and hand-to-hand techniques while incorporating the tech in his or her embraces to surprise the Jedi Knight in combat, allowing the Mandalorian to finish the Jedi off. You know, I didn't know that they didn't develop their like popular style of combat until they had to fight them. It's actually kind of crazy. As you see here in the picture, we have the Darksaber, which has recently come up in the Mandalorian TV show and was covered in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It was a weapon of the first Mandalorian that was able to join the Jedi Order, which was, I can't remember his first name, but he's part of the Vizsla clan, or Vizsla clan. And the Darksaber was basically their equivalent to a lightsaber. And as we know, that is the same weapon that was held by Mr. Bad Boy Moff here at the end of episode 8. So, to wield the Darksaber properly, you have to defeat its owner in combat. And the House Vizsla saw the ownership of the Darksaber as basically a way of leadership. Like, whoever owned it, they knew they defeated the last leader. That means they are now the leader of, like, the new Mandalorians. So it's kind of going to be interesting to see how our man here got it. And maybe they can show a little bit of that in the sense of, like, flashbacks, kind of like what they're doing with Mando's flashbacks that he's having as a kid. I mean, there's a lot of rich history with the Mandalorians, and there's a lot that obviously hasn't been covered since we're only on season 1, 8 episodes. So I think there's a lot of potential for Mando's earlier days. There's a lot of potential for flashbacks. There's a lot of potential to introduce some of these characters that we know and love, like Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker. There could be flashbacks of the Clone Wars, because that's apparently when Mando was a child and his family was killed. So maybe we could see a little bit of war going on there, and some of the Jedi and some of the Death Watch and other Mandalorians. It could be really cool. And then also to give us some of the, like, different styles of Mandalorian armor. We saw some at the factions and whatnot, but, like, each Mandalorian, though their armor is similar, it's pretty much all, like, customized to their accomplishments and who they are. There's a couple, examples here, and it's really cool. I like the idea of it, and I like the fact that Mando's clan doesn't take their helmets off, and I think that's a really cool spin to put on things. And then this brings me to Boba Fett. Now, if you haven't heard, Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian, and apparently nor was his father Jango Fett. But his father Jango Fett did have Mandalorian armor. The difference between his armor and Boba's armor is that over the years, from damage and stuff, Boba has customized it, made it his own, and had to replace a lot of stuff. So it's not the same armor that Mando has in the TV series, and it's not the same armor as the typical Mandalorians. And it is confirmed from George Lucas himself that they are not Mandalorians. So I'm wondering if we'll see any of Boba Fett as a bounty hunter, maybe like a rivaling bounty hunter at the time. Yeah, there's a lot of potential. I'm hoping that they go into the history of Mandalore. There's a lot of war, devastation, civil war, attempted acts of peace, and like going deep into the Death Watch could be pretty sick as well. So we got a lot coming our way. I'm very excited, and I hope we're in for a treat. So yeah, if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who your favorite Mandalorian is. Are you a Boba Fett fan, Jango Fett fan? Do you think that Boba and or Jango should be Mandalorians? Are you guys disappointed by that? Just go ahead and interact. I will respond to all your guys' comments, and it is much appreciated. If you guys have any video ideas, let me know down below. And may the Force be with you.